2, 1. Hey folks, it's Saturday and it's Slayer's time again. Hooray!
Yay.
Ooh.
When we last left our,
Victory.
oh fuck it. When we last left our heroes,
Mecha finally accepts me as a hero.
well, the rest of the party are at least.
You asshole.
Three-fourths of our party is heroes. Therefore, we are at least of.
I would argue that I'm more heroic than Leonard.
You're certainly
What
more
a-
prone to taking action.
One half of our party is definitely heroes.
When we left off, the party had been shipwrecked.
Christ.
had been shipwrecked, and eventually set out on foot to get to the desert's edge, and were being escorted by a denizen of the city that's on the edge of the desert, Hesperia, who's an archer and ranger-y type, basically, from that area originally, and when making camp one night, they were attacked by a Mazuku, dun dun dun, who said something about, his lady's plan would not fail, etc., 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 blah blah blah, stuff.
I am the villain. Grr.
A villain. There may or may not be more than one villain group involved. In
Zarkov explains what happened.
Well, this monster showed up, so I punched it a lot, but Ingram got gutted, but then we stuck her guts back inside and stitched them up. And then I punched the monster some more.
That is not how it happened.
Why did the monster attack you? Well, he showed up and he was like, I'm a villain. Grr.
I did
At any
not
rate.
get gutted. I got crushed.
Yeah, kinda.
So I just pushed things back inside.
Everything remained inside. It's just that, well, there's a crater that I was suddenly inside.
Yes. Very large, sort of hand-printy shaped crater.
With an Ingram shape right in the middle.
Yeah. At any rate, you wake up the next morning feeling worse for wear, but otherwise mostly okay.
I feel
Purple.
fine.
Purple. And well, the road beckons on. Well, not that you're actually traveling on a road per se, but whatever.
Away we go.
Yes. And you are being led to the great city of Kashina, which is right near the desert, which is where Hesperia says she's from. It's a big city, fairly metropolitan, near the desert, etc. And you set out. Unless there's something you want to do before you set out.
Not I.
Pose dramatically atop the highest point.
Zarkov knocked a piece of it. No, wait, no, that's the wrong game.
Yes,
Never
it
mind.
is.
Although didn't he have a mask?
The Mazuku?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, I guess it was.
Oh, it's a big six-limbed eyeless dragon monster.
Yeah, basically.
We're getting. We're going to get a DNA sample next time we fight that thing.
Good luck with that.
What?
Because I am going to
DNA.
curse that motherfucker.
A what an A sample?
Well, you know, it's where you like have those like little books you buy in the corner, and they've got like pictures of them in erotic poses.
What?
No, that's TNA. What a ching.
You know,
I'm
whatever
a
you
school
do in your
hangout,
spare
probably-
time.
I would have done the rim shot with that.
Zarkov, whatever you do in your spare time is your business. We don't ask questions here.
You should. Got excellent answers.
We have different definitions of excellent, obviously.
So yes. But,
All right, so you set out then.
Yes.
It's another couple of days till you get to Kashina.
Yay.
And honestly, nothing really untoward happens on the rest of the trip.
Cool.
Trying to think, is there anything that you might want to do that might come up? Hang on a second. Nope. So, as I said, if there's anything you want to do in particular during the trip, you may, but otherwise we'll move forward to Kashina.
To Kashina.
You know, it's fairly straightforward travel and such. All right. Well, you arrive at Kashina then. There might be a little bit of, the one thing you note that is as you get closer to the city, there are many fewer trees and such, and it becomes more sort of savanna and less, trees.
There's less places for jerks to hide now.
Oh yeah, there's very little place to hide at this point. And it
Excellent.
is
Less chance the villains will sneak up on us.
right, and less. I don't know. It's getting hotter also. Unsurprisingly.
Oh man, I don't even have a shirt I can take off.
I just had a terrible idea.
Oh dear.
Take out the crown, thatch it with weeds, and put it on.
That's a terrible idea.
Told you!
All right, well, you arrive at Kashina, which is a big, thriving metropolitan. With lots of classic sort of fantasy, vaguely Middle Eastern feeling city, very vaguely.
Okay. Onion spires and the like.
Yes, exactly. And like brightly colored sort of silk awnings and such, and etc. Or not all silk, but
Yeah.
And there's a big open air marketplace sort of in the center of town.
Where people are hawking wares and whatnot.
Right, exactly. Hawking wares and people are selling all sorts of stuff. So, you are in town. You're in the city. Is there anything anyone wants to do in particular while in the city?
I don't think Ingram's gotten any money in all of this.
You've gotten some money here and there. Just assume that you've earned some money. Leonard's earned more than anybody else, but that's because Leonard's doing Leonard things.
That's because I do things.
Because he does those unheroic things.
Justice doesn't require money. Justice only requires the will to do what's right.
You know what does require money?
Food.
Living.
Leonard, can I borrow some money so I can eat?
Yeah, by the
Well,
heroic scale of poverty, Ingram is a champion of the world.
So, Leonard, were you saying something?
I guess I'm just gonna look for those, paths of making a profit on this
Well,
town.
there is a bounty hunters guild here.
Cool. I'll go there.
All right. Anybody else doing anything of note?
I would, in terms of making money,
Being
Jaxie would.
excited at all the different street food that's available?
Well,
Fair enough.
Jaxie.
This is why you don't have
Okay.
money.
Jaxie's going to evaluate the quality of the cooking around here.
There are some pretty good cooks around here. I mean, a lot of it's sort of basic street food, but it's usually pretty decently done.
Jaxie's going to get some basic food supplies and attempt his hand at getting some.
One particular thing of note that seems to be very popular right now are the stands that are selling sort of fruit flavored ices and such.
Fruit flavored ices, huh?
Given that it's
Those
it's
sound tasty.
basically hot always.
I'll buy a bunch. I'll eat them all at once, and then realize what a brain freeze is.
Yes.
Jaxie.
So you
Well,
basically get
it's
to
a
watch
basic-
Zarkov devour like 2 or 3 ices, then all of a sudden grab his head and sort of go, ah!
Jaxie gets a makeshift stand set up and some basic supplies and goes to town.
Sure.
In terms,
Oh, I know what Engram will be doing. This place is hot. I'm part water dragon. This is unacceptable. I'm going to a public bath.
Fair enough. They exist.
You know what this means? This means we're gonna have to go to the bath next door and try to sneak peeks, because that's how these things work in anime.
You also know that Engram is capable of throwing ice.
Which will
Gratuitously.
only lead to the comedic climax of the episode.
Yeah, that's the point.
All right. So Engram's gone off to the baths. Jaxie is trying his hand at making local street food and is doing pretty darn well, despite being somewhat unfamiliar with the cuisine.
I like the fact that his knife allows him to make ice cream.
The ices are actually not really doable for Jaxie. Getting the ice seems to be tricky.
right. I was using it more from the standpoint of prepping the fruit.
Right. That part he'll be asking Engram about later.
Actually, interestingly enough, several of the icy stand, most of the ice stands seem to be. Well, you're not sure where they're getting the ice. Basically, it's entirely possible the town actually has a couple of cold-themed wizards who actually make the stuff, which seems to be a fairly good business model for a town in this area. Leonard, you are at the bounty hunter office.
Yes.
The head of the Bounty Hunters Guild. You are looking around. You can eventually sort of start perusing the various bounties, and there's a fairly sizable bounty wall with a bunch of stuff
Nice.
of varying sorts of varying sort of ranges of money and such.
Okay.
You
I
do
pay, I pay
and-
special attention to the ones with the most zeros at the end.
okay. I'm getting to that actually. I figured as much. You notice that in the area near the the area that's sort of where most of the high value bounties are, you note that there are 3 that look very sort of new. Like
Really?
they've been posted very recently. All of them are next to one that looks like it's been there for quite a while. The one that's been there for quite a while looks like it's one of the older bounties posted on the board.
Right.
At this point, the one you notice, the older one, is by definition the highest bounty on the board at 50,000 gold crowns.
Well, it makes sense. If you've been after somebody for a long time, the price is going to go up.
Right. You recognize the person on the poster,
Okay.
and it is a remarkably very sort of you recognize the person almost immediately, and it's a fairly good likeness, though rather villainous looking, with the name Ellis the Blue underneath.
Uh-oh.
And what are the other 3?
Well, there is one that looks they're all significantly less at 25,000 crowns. There is what honestly looks like a poster from like a wrestling promotion of a very, very angry and slightly different outfit, but you're guessing it might have been taken from a sort of like one of the promotional posters from back when Zarkov was a heel. But it is for Zarkov the Merciless
Wow.
at 25,000 gold crowns.
Wow.
I should turn myself in.
And
Everyone
there's
really
one.
does. God damn, I can't get the line out.
Sorry, go ahead. Sorry.
Everyone really does play heel better.
There's one for 10,000 gold crowns for a somehow sinister-looking Jaxie. You're not sure how the artist managed to do that.
He has a black top hat, a curly mustache, and two
A
and
monocle.
two a
Two
monocle in one eye
monocles.
and the two monocles, and one of them is over an eye patch.
Exactly.
And the one eye that is visible is a dead eye.
It's got the
And-
patch of the wrong eye.
The third one is, for the Crimson Shadow at 20,000 gold crowns.
Oh, come on. That's just unfair.
Yes, I'm the worth the least out of all you suckers.
What does it say under the crimes we've committed?
Most of them are for aid and abetting the truly villainous. Well, Zarkov's is for general. They're all for causing property damage, mayhem, wrecking cities and such. All the main thing are known associate and co-conspirators with Engram the Blue for you three.
Oh, it's the blue.
Ellis the Blue, sorry, yes, not Engram the Blue.
I would like to point out that I'm not in the Crimson Shadow guys right now.
That's fine. Or if you
I,
were, you're not anymore.
Yep.
and I look
And
like
the
an
scarf comes off.
what I end up doing is what Jaxie's doing is selling what he can, buying ice straight from other people in the street, and then basically to make the most out of his ice, essentially making essentially a fruit dense ice slurry of sorts for different fruits to have a product. Now, of course, through all this, he looks like typical 1950s like malt shop sort of look.
All right, little paper hat,
Exactly.
apron, etc. Okay, fine.
So, you said that the poster for Ellis was older looking.
Yes, it was.
So it hasn't been updated. So there are older crimes listed on it.
Yes.
Okay.
There are listed or are let's see. The destruction, at least one destruction of a mage's guild.
Okay.
One is listed for what was it? Illegal. Oh yes, practicing forbidden sorceries. Attempted overthrow of the kingdom of Kashira,
Do I know what that is?
where you are right now.
Okay. I look at this for a while, and I think about it, and I say, how did I not know about this?
Good question.
You were too far north, clearly.
Pretty much,
apparently,
actually.
apparently Ellis has been going around removing all of her wanted posters whenever we've gone into town. Oh, God. Oh, this is intriguing.
By the way, the poster for Ellis does look a little bit different than the Ellis you've been hanging around with.
As in, not, like, drawn differently, but, like...
Well, in terms of what the poster, it's very clearly the same person, with
Right.
a couple of minor details that are a little bit off.
All right.
Basically, in the description thing, everything matches up except the eye color's off. Ellis the Blue is listed as having blue eyes, and Ellis has the Ellis has purple eyes. And you don't notice the fins on the poster picture.
And those are pretty telling characteristics.
Yes. Now they may have just been left off the picture. The eye color's a little odd though.
Yeah. I'm going to sit down and ponder this.
I kind of figured.
I like that the wanted wanted poster is in color.
The poster's not. It's got a description listed
Yeah.
below.
Ah, okay.
Because like distinctive features like blue hair and blue eyes doesn't translate to a black and white picture very well, so they actually note that. So yeah,
Okay. I have an idea,
you do.
and and I need to trust your skills as a GM for this to go the way that I think it should.
All right.
I'm going to type out my idea to you.
Okay, go right ahead.
Alright. It'll become very obvious what I'm going to do as we go forward, but yeah.
I like where this is going.
All right. Now, I mean, go ahead with everything else.
Yeah, I know. Oh, I figured. By the way, sort of as a contrast to there we go. Let's just.
I do love the idea of the mischievous-looking picture of Jaxie.
Sinister was the word I used, but yes.
Yeah. Mischievous is far easier to buy.
Yes. That didn't zoom properly. Whatever. But you can sort of get a feel for it. As I said, it looks very much like her, except, a little bit different. All right, so, Jaxie, you're attracting something of a crowd. Much to the annoyance of some of the local ice sellers.
It totally doesn't have anything to do with me doing this at the same time.
Oh, I'm sure that doesn't help. But you are attracting a crowd. Let's see. Actually, as you're attracting the crowd, hang on a second. Yeah. So, as you're attracting the crowd, you do notice that there is someone approaching. Sort of very tall, powerfully built guy, weather-beaten face, wearing a fez and sort of a vest. He walks up and sort of crosses his arms, looks at you, and says, "You do realize that you have to have a license to be a street vendor around here, right?"
A license?
Yep. Now, I mean, I appreciate that you're probably new in town, and you look somewhat familiar.
Jaxie just shrugs a bit at that. It's like, but how much does a license cost to procure?
Oh, it's 25 gold crowns for the season.
25 gold crowns. Huh.
You'd have to go to the to the Merchants Guild to apply for it.
Right. I actually took my inventory to figure out where did I put down the monies here.
He looks at you and says, "Could you put like one paw over your left eye?"
What was that?
Jaxie, they've got rats on sticks. They're delicious.
He sort of looks over at you and goes,
Do you like a rat in a stick?
The guy looks over
They're
at you.
delicious.
His eyes go bug-eyed. Looks back at Jaxie and goes, never mind. Don't worry about it. We'll bye." And he just zooms off, leaving a dust trail behind him.
I wonder what that's all about.
I don't know. Guess he doesn't like rats on sticks. Maybe he's allergic.
Wouldn't be the first.
Ellis,
Yes.
you're at the bathhouse. You're getting a bunch of looks from various people as you enter.
Well, I'm fairly used to that.
Yes. There is something a little bit different about it, though. There's a lot of sort of apprehension and such. Oh, by the way, Hesperia is joining you. She definitively decided she needed a bath after the long travel.
I can't blame her.
See, now we definitely have to go and try to sneak in.
It's really dry and nasty out there. Ugh. Who'd ever want to leave the water?
She shrugs, and she sort of she notices that basically you are definitively being given a wide berth is what you realize, and she sort of is. You both sort of realize that at about the same time. and there are people whispering.
I'm going to start just like casually swimming about and.
Oh, that's as you're going out to the bath.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, people sort of coming and going, and they're also going. Give me a perception check, word. Actually, spot check specifically.
Oh dear.
Time for me to not make a check.
Oh wow.
You in fact do notice that somebody has left the premises very quickly. Like, so one of the people is whispering when sprinting out off the door as you walk out into the bath to the bathroom, the bath area.
I hadn't thought much on it when we were coming here, but does this city seem familiar to me?
As you are relaxing in the water, give me a
Intelligence check.
yeah, that works. Intelligence.
16.
16. You're having the damnedest sense of deja vu, actually. Also, somebody cackling maniacally in fire, and a building.
Oh dear.
And somebody screaming in terror.
Right.
That's in the memory, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, that's definitively not happening right now.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Well, I've already paid to use the bath. I'm going to use the damn bath. I'll sort this out later. And into the bath.
All right, as I said, this is while you were already in the bath and relaxing.
All right.
You're sort of lying back, and then it sort of hits you. It's like, huh. All right.
Everyone's just gonna kind of swim around since everyone's staying out of her way. I don't care if it's only 2 feet deep.
That's fine. There aren't actually. You notice, you realize that as you start doing that, people have already gotten out of the bath, just leaving you and Hesperia there. Hesperia looks kind of confused.
Understandable.
Very understandable.
This Perry looks over and is like, we don't smell that bad, do we?
This is very strange. Actually, this is very strange. The baths are usually much more crowded, especially on a hot day like this.
You don't say.
Perhaps it's an eventful day for some reason.
Don't think it is, but I don't know. Oh well. She sort of leans back. So,
Peter, I would like to take care of that.
you were doing so.
Okay. And afterward, I want to go and find everybody.
All right. You do that. You do the thing. And there's quite a bit of commotion about that.
Right.
And people are talking a lot, shall we say?
Right.
And people also notice that there are several. You notice that a few characters in the background are leave fairly quickly. Also, give me a spot check.
Ooh, you got it. Where is that ability? I have a relatively good spot.
I know you do.
I have a +6, so +6 is the best in the fucking party. Shit. Oh, there we go.
Good. That's a good roll. Excellent. All right. You do notice, sort of, you see people sort of. You notice that the people ran outside and went to talk to somebody. And you can barely make out the people they were talking to, but as they sort of split off, and those people are walking off down an alleyway.
All right.
The one that you notice most definitively, is the most. Well, you notice one of them one of them is very distinctive. It is a very tall wolf man with white fur, wearing priest robes.
Ah, hell, these guys again.
Oh dear.
The other is, you swear to God, it looked vaguely like like someone wearing sort of your classic sorcerer's garb, and you think because they were sort of sort of on the other side of the Wolfman, who's fairly tall, wearing fairly bulky robes and such. So it's hard to see him, but you think you can make out the curl of a goat's horn.
I was wondering when he was going to show up again.
I'm actually going to kind of get the attention of someone who is relatively calm, I guess, in the crowd, and I'm going to ask if people meaning those descriptions have been passing through here recently, particularly through the Bounty Hunters Guild.
Okay. Okay. Well, so the wolf and the.
Wolf and a goat, yeah.
Well, so actually, you can talk. There's a fairly sanguine and fairly calm guy behind the guy who seems to be in charge of dealing with the bounties and such. Or at least today is. Mm-hmm. He looks up and says, "Oh, you're talking about Brother Valis, the wolf priest."
Oh yes. I was just wondering. Yes, has he been in here recently?
Oh, indeed. He came in just earlier today. Actually, earlier today to post some bounties. Actually.
Oh, really? Which ones?
Some fairly high value ones. Something to do with the ones people associated with that Ellis the Blue you were talking about earlier.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, it's a good thing that we had someone who came to bring us that information at such a time as this. That's quite a coincidence, isn't it?
Indeed. But I've seen stranger things happen.
Well, anyway, so yes, what we were talking about.
But yes, other than that, I haven't seen that goat fellow though. Just Brother Valis.
Oh,
Nice,
well,
very nice man. Very nice man. He's sort of a traveling priesty type. I believe he's associated with the Fire Dragon Temple.
Well, they were talking with each other, so I'm sure that he must be an associate. So let me see here. All right, I've got that information down.
Yeah.
All right, I am going to then, I guess, leave the Bounty Hunters Guild, and I'm going to head into town and try to find my party so that we can get out of here.
Right. Well, you do in fact. You can in fact find. It's very hard not to notice where Zarkov and Jaxi are because there's a large group of people keeping sort of all standing around whispering and pointing at them. Jaxi, you notice that your business has dried up remarkably. Despite that, you were getting rave reviews for your ices. Nobody
this
seems to be buying them anymore.
This calls for desperate measures, and
Or for me. Brain freeze.
more elaborate icy structures.
Okay, well, I'm going to, I guess, grab them each by the arm and say, "Come on, we gotta go."
Why?
It's like I'm just about
There's
to.
people because there are very unfriendly people.
Halt,
who are
villains!
Where are villains?
You notice
Oh,
a
look.
crowd of a group of I'd say 6 guys, all wearing sort of breastplates and wielding weapons. Leonard, they're very clearly to your trained eye, they're very clearly a group of bounty hunters.
Okay, here's what we're going to do. You two run down the path that we decided on earlier. Just
But
keep
there are
on going.
villains
Don't
somewhere.
No, listen, you've got to go right now, or else you're going
Zarkov
to
the
be very
Merciless, you
big
shall stand down and come with me for so I can collect the bounty on your head.
See, they're not very
I haven't
friendly
gone
people.
by that for 4 years.
They're not very friendly, so you need to go right now. I will find Ellis and Asperia, and I'll get them to go with us, but you just need to run right now. I'm the only one who can actually operate because you stand out really bad.
You're distinct.
Wait a minute, I can't be a villain.
There's been a tremendous
Also,
misunderstanding,
the Fox
and this is not
Jaxi,
the
you
time-
shall also come with us.
They're
What?
going to hurt Jaxi if you don't leave right now.
I can't hurt Jaxi.
They're going to try.
Well, then I'll punch them.
But
Because
they're
then
not
they'll
bad.
be villains.
They're not bad people, and if you punch them, they're going to just confirm you're
Well,
just
if
going
they're
to
trying to hurt Jackson, they're obviously bad
Zarkov.
people. I mean, look at him.
Zarkov, if you punch people, they're going to think you're bad. So you need to run and take Jaxi to safety, right?
I guess.
Go right now, go. We'll meet up later.
You haven't heard the last of us! I grab Jaxie and I run.
Not helping your case, but yeah, okay.
The bounty hunters go chasing after. Get him! Get him! Trample. They go trampling over Leonard.
Ow, 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 ow.
Wasn't very nice.
And the chase the chase is happening.
And then I guess I'm going to go to the bathhouse.
All right. As you approach the bathhouse, you hear an explosion, sounding quite like a fireball going off.
Well,
That's definitely not me.
No, it's not. A fireball goes off right in the middle of the pool you're bathing in, evaporating most of the water.
of course it does.
Hesperia goes, and clouds of steam go rising up everywhere because they have to. It's contractually obligated. Hesperia goes sort of sailing off into a corner in the explosion, and you see hovering above the pool a couple of sorcerers, a couple of people in sorcerer's garb, and saying, "Ellis," with a bit of a quaver to their voice, "Ellis the Blue, you shall surrender to us and come with us for crimes far too numerous to list."
Now, do
The
the rest
crime
of us
of being Ellis the Blue. It's a fair cop.
do the rest of us see this?
Well, you hear the explosion, but you're sort of not near the bathhouse at the moment. You hear the telltale sound of a fireball going off in an explosion.
So these dudes just totally just barged into the bathhouse.
They flew overhead.
I see. Can I at least...
It's an open-air
get-
bath.
Right.
Of course.
Addressing them, can I at least get decent before we do anything?
Right? Tight.
I kind of only have a towel here.
And then you hear the sound effect.
Nosebleeds ahoy.
Ellis, you also notice that Hesperia sort of lying in the corner with the classic sort of swirly eyes of die.
Well, they're not after her, so I don't think I need to concern myself with her immediately.
If you're surrendering, then, sure.
He's not very good at this.
He's kind of flummoxed by the situation, to be perfectly honest. His partner is, doing his best to basically sort of avert his eyes while keeping an eye on you.
Good luck with that.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, he's failing miserably.
So we heard the explosion at the bathhouse.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh yeah, we're heading that way.
Oh boy.
So you take a detour, huh?
Yeah. Well,
All right, you turn and start running, carrying Jaxie all the while.
Alright, Engrim heads to whatever the locker room analog is, and
They come
starts-
sort of floating after you a little bit. And again, sort of keep-
Excuse me! Privacy!
You have a large bounty in your head. I can't let you out of my sight for this. My apologies, ma'am. Leonard, you arrive at the bathhouse, which is currently somewhat on fire.
Well,
Actually, it's not actually on fire, because the fireball actually hit the
It's on Steam.
Yeah. There are clouds of steam billowing
it's
out
on
from
sale.
Yeah, really.
There's a,
billowing out.
there's a steamy visage of Engrim before you.
I momentarily kind of mutter as an aside. Freaking amateurs.
What, now you're getting in on this too? Can a lady not get any privacy?
Hey, shh. Hey, I don't give a shit. Come on. Okay. You're kind of wanted. Did you know that?
Apparently I am. I'm also, but that's apparent. But what's a fact is I'm not dressed.
I
Whatever.
would suspect the bounty hunters don't care.
I can maintain eye contact all day, okay? All right. Listen,
Hey, you! You're not after our bounty, are you? The guy
I
said,
am
pointing at you.
attempting to help you to negotiate with your bounty, so that you see
While
you're
he's doing
being
this-
very aggressive right now, which could frighten her into taking rash action.
I'll let
Oh,
you
he-
know.
but he's-
I'll let you know.
Hang on. While he's talking at them, Engrim is going to slip around behind something else and change while no one's looking at her.
I would have you know that you're in the presence of some expert bounty negotiators here.
Well, you guys aren't there yet. You're
We
currently
aren't there yet.
Oh, that,
I sent you down the road.
I thought we were all sent together.
Well, no. He did send you down the road. Then Zarkov took a detour when he saw heard the explosion.
Well, okay.
Obviously.
So,
All right. Well, as you're, we're going to cut away from that and cut back to Zarkov. You're being chased by bounty hunters. Another group of bounty hunters appears in front of you. Stand down, Zarkov the Merciless!
I barrel through them.
I know. They go flying like 10 pins.
Jaxie will.
Zarkov, give me an athletics check.
What is my athletics?
Jaxie will taunt them while you barrel through them. Eh?
Your athletics is plus 20, dear God.
No, that's my taunt.
Oh, that's
his taunt.
Jaxie's taunt. Okay, well, yes, you mock them pretty,
I don't think I have athletics.
it's strength, so.
Yeah,
fuck it.
Um,
I thought there was an athletics check.
I
that's-
don't see it in the skill
it's
list.
4th edition athletics is a
Yeah, I know, but I'm trying to remember what they split, what I should use instead.
pretty much a
based-
strength check because it's jump, climb, and swim.
Give me a jump check, Eric, then.
Oh yeah, I'm good at that.
That'll suffice.
Do I hear Zarkov and Jaxie coming?
Not yet.
Okay.
All right, you go bounding through them, Eric, and they go
You'll
scattering
never
like-
take us alive. Also, you're totally bad guys.
I don't think necessarily call them bad guys. They're just bad at being good guys.
Lousy guys.
You're bad, guys. That's the way it's supposed to work, Zarkov.
They're after us, and they must be bad guys because we're good guys.
First and foremost, that logic doesn't work. Secondly, it doesn't make our situation any
Yes,
better.
it does.
Has Engrim managed to get dressed yet?
Sure.
Yay. Okay, so those two are those two still like where the steam is?
Pretty much, yeah.
Ice ball freezing them in.
All right, the ice ball goes off, and the ice crystallizes around them, and they're frozen for the moment.
Okay, now that I'm decent, we can leave.
You see, gentlemen, I told you if you kept on pressuring her, she was going to take rash action, and now you're
That's
saying
right.
we collect the bounty. What's wrong with all of you?
To be fair, I was
Alright.
going to do that anyway.
Well, I didn't know that.
Hesperia comes staggering and going, "Whew.
Here are your clothes, ma'am. Okay.
What's going on?"
Ellis is apparently wanted. So anyway,
Oh.
It's news to me.
I think that what you're probably going to do now is go on your
Here's-
way very, very quickly, right?
Here's your pay, by the way.
What?
Well, we hired her.
Ellis, we're here to rescue you.
Oh, right.
We're not,
Oh,
we're
wow.
not going to.
You're
we're not
here
going to-
too.
Yeah, and we're not going to stiff her on a contract.
Now, Zarkov, you're here too, I see. Let me ask you something. As you were running here, were you being chased?
Yeah,
Maybe.
Stand down, Zarkov the Merciless!
I'm going to...
I see a
Just-
flaw on my plan.
All right.
Okay, did
Well,
he come
I'm
through a
going
hole
to
in the
just
wall?
leave-
No,
I'm going to just-
that's from outside the building.
Okay.
I'm just going to... You know what? You guys take care of this situation.
I'm
And
going to.
I'm going to try
I'm-
and just take care of it at the source, okay? If there's no bounty on you, then they're not going to chase after you, right? So, bye.
Well,
Right. Hey, can you take me with you?
No.
Engrim's going to throw an ice ball into the front door, basically making an ice wall there.
Okay.
Well, it's open air, so I can just levitate.
Fair enough.
I can levitate Leonard out, and Zarkov can just jump out with Jaxie. And this way, they're not chasing us.
At this point, Zarkov realizes that Hesper isn't wearing any clothes, and his nose explodes in blood, and he falls over.
How have you managed to...
Engrim's going to kick him in the rib. Oh, you're useless right now.
I can't. All I can do is make fun of them. I can't really fight these folks. I'm not suited for this.
Okay.
Hesperia eventually gets dressed and goes,
Huh, there's no more steam around you. That's really weird.
yeah, damn just thing.
I use most of it when I cast the ice ball.
Well, steam does dissipate eventually.
Well, now that she's dressed, he jumps up and he's got the 2 napkins jammed into his nostrils.
Okay,
Right, let's go.
right. Levitation! And I'm going to carry Leonard out.
Now, let me explain something to you. My guess is that our best bet is just to get out of town very quickly, but I think that I'm actually going to stay behind and try and take care of this. I can catch up with you guys if you stay on the path that we already predetermined. Does that sound good?
It does sound good, but I must confess I'm curious as to what's going on here.
We're going to be overrun eventually if we all stick around. I'm the only one who can, not pass for me.
Hesperia sort of is like,
Well, actually, you too. You can stay with me, but you're the guide.
Aren't we on the move already? Why is she still here?
she's your guide to the desert also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
She's our guide in general.
I was just thinking about getting out the building, not the city at the time.
She's actually floating along with you at the moment. Right.
Oh, okay.
She sort of she sort of holds up a hand. She's wearing a ring, handy little thing.
Fair enough.
Well, I guess you could stay behind with me, I guess. But you're
Well,
also the guide.
That wasn't what I was umming about.
What is that?
What's going on here?
Well, apparently, we're all wanted.
Yeah, how's that happen? I say as I jump up to be head level.
I grab onto Leonard's leg so I can stay in line with the conversation without having to be on the roller coaster ride that is Zarkov.
Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. You two are heavy.
Well, to be fair, Jaxie's not adding a lot of weight.
It's still two people.
Like, I'm pretty sure we're still good guys.
For Zarkov's convenience, Engram is going to fly lower to the ground.
That's not nearly as amusing.
Also, that way we're not, a big blue beacon in the sky.
Why are we even flying at all?
Because that was the only way out of the place.
Yeah, but why are we flying at all anymore?
That's kind of why I'm lowering.
Okay. I want to be on the ground now.
Fair enough.
All right, most of you are running along the ground.
Okay. All right. I can stay behind and do some investigating. That's my best plan at this point.
Okay.
All right. We'll just wait outside of town a bit to the south. About half a day.
All right. Well, you are again. More bounty hunters come out of the woodwork because that is again contractually obligated to happen at this point.
Ice ball.
Yes, but you're basically having to dodge and weave and such.
Right, okay.
Well, you guys are.
More, just for the record, at more than one point, I'm going to pull in a mirror. Just put an ice wall.
Yep, fine. I kind of assumed. That's taken as read, yes. As an aside, there are an awful lot of bounty hunters in town.
Where did all of these people come from, and why do they all suck so much?
It's very like, well, there's a major bounty hunters guild here in town, so there are a lot of bounty hunters.
I noted
come
that.
Yeah, well, so there are a lot of bounty hunters congregate here. I'm guessing that with the postings of several new large bounties, it seems, I'm guessing from the sheer number of bounty hunters after you guys, that the bounties are fairly large, that it's attracted attention.
Fair enough.
Wait a minute. How much are our bounties for?
Oh,
We're accused of-
about 150,000 crowns total.
We should turn ourselves in. Also, apparently we did something wrong, so we should, justice and all that.
Zarkov, there are many instances of justice you won't be able to exact if you're stuck in prison.
But if I did something wrong,
You didn't
then
do
I
anything.
can't exactly go around being a Oh, this
Zarkov,
is
have you ever heard of something called guilt by association?
No.
Basically, if you're around someone who does bad things, then sometimes you're considered to be a bad person just for being around them. It's not exactly a fair thing, but people make money off of it. So
Wait. Who is the person that we're guilt by association with? Associated
Leonard
with?
stares at both of them.
Angrim
Oh,
just
right.
kind of,
She's half dolphin, and dolphins are evil.
Angrim hits Zarkov with a tuna because it's dolphin safe.
See?
I asked where you got the tuna from, but
This is a Slayer's game.
exactly.
Comedy pocket.
Jackson makes a point to catch the tuna before it falls and puts it away in his backpack.
Ooh, tuna.
The Slayer's Verse just kind of has like a thing similar to the Google Hangouts. You just click the thing and there it is.
All right. Well, you notice that as you've been running, you are now standing back in the middle of the marketplace, which is now basically deserted. Note I say
we
basically.
ran in circles.
Note I say basically.
Right.
Um,
I
you
imagine
sh-
there's a goat over there.
I grab some street food and pay for it, leaving money on the counter.
Well, we're getting to that. Hang on a second. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Wrong one. All right. You guys should head over to the Kashina City market map. I'm gonna get set up.
Oh, hey, it's the same town layout.
Almost like I reused the map because it was actually very handy.
Where should I go?
You guys can be anywhere around the well. You're sort of in the middle of the place.
Oh, there are several of us here.
I already copied you guys over, so
Oh, okay. Well, how do I uncopy myself?
Delete yourself?
yeah, just select the token and delete it. That's fine.
Okay.
And you push delete, the delete button on your keyboard. There you go. So you can be basically anywhere in a... I should turn the grid on here. Anywhere within, say...
4 squares of the well.
let's see. That area there.
I'm on top of the well.
Stop standing next to me!
She likes you.
Go away!
She's got cooties!
All
He's
right.
got bounties.
Oh, go to hell. Oh, not these guys again.
I'm reusing tokens.
Do they have the same skill sets?
Maybe.
Damn it, not these guys again.
So there's a big crowd of guys over there. Not saying specifically what's going on. What's actually, Actually, that's too many of that type, so... There we go.
Right. Why weren't we running out of town?
I think that was Leonard's plan originally.
I was totally along for that idea.
Well, you actually were kind of, but you've been sort of been sort of drug around in circles, being driven around in circles by various bounty hunters and such,
This is why we should have kept flying, I guess.
And by general silliness.
and by the rules of comedy. Yes.
Yes, we gotta have this whole standoff, and then one of us just becomes immensely more powerful for no reason. Most likely, the one that would be the most unassuming beforehand.
Are you going to throw a spirit bomb, Jaxie?
Jaxie reveals himself to be a Mazuku.
That'd be very frightening, especially for Jaxie.
Well,
It's like-
he is chaotic.
Yeah, but he's chaotic good. Emphasis on good.
They're the foul. Well, I forgot. What's her name? Hold on a second. Vesperia.
Speria, yeah.
She should be around. She should be there also.
Cut places, everyone.
All right. And you hear a very familiar voice of
Oh, look at him.
it's Braden. He's back.
Oh, hi! Haven't seen you in a while.
Villain! Making everyone think we're villains when you're actually a villain. That's very villainous.
I'm going to.
There they are. They're the ones with the bounties on their heads, gentlemen. Get them.
I'm going to look frightened and confused.
Oh.
And
How much was the bounty on his head?
that's a very good question. He has no bounty on his head in this town.
I figured as
He was
such.
the one who posted the bounties.
I know. I'm aware of that.
Yeah. Hang on 1 second here. These guys are not actually in the fight. This is just for keeping track of initiative more easily, so I don't have to.
Right.
Ah, cameraman.
There we go.
Master Psych is asking if the map is on screen.
Oh, I'm an idiot. I forgot to change that over. That's a typo. There we go. Add to initiative. There we go. All right. And all right. So you guys should roll initiative. Oh,
Bounty Hunter.
oh, god damn it!
I didn't realize we were near China.
Quiet you. Ticklish should add Braden to the initiative also.
Oh wow, I rolled crap.
What's my initiative with Engram? Right, 0.
Ah.
Oh, hey. Didn't roll too terrible.
What if I should? I
I'm
don't
too
know.
busy monologuing.
I should waste it on that, but damn it!
And this is why I don't invest in Dex.
That's irrelevant.
I am proud of my anomalous nature.
I have to invest in Dex.
All right, and Jackson, you should set your initiative.
I should just put last on my character.
I take it Jackson rolled a 1, huh?
Yes.
Uh-huh. All right, well. The Schmucko bounty hunters are up first. They advance somewhat nervously because Ellis has something of a rep, shall we say.
And there's a lot of ice all over the city at this point, which is kind of a foreign concept here.
Some of them are going to take some bow shots at you guys, but not all of them are going to attack this round. Leonard, you are not being shot at right now. However, there are basically a bunch of arrows are being shot into the general direction. So some of them are going. Sorry, I should correction. Leonard, you're not being intentionally shot at right now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make two bow shots at each of you. This is just from random. Basically, a bunch of arrows are being shot. I'm just going to limit it to just 2 shots each for each of you.
Okay.
Just from random incidental arrow fire raining down in your general vicinity.
It's sort of like an area attack. Yeah.
Right. So we'll start with Leonard.
That's 2 misses, actually.
All right. Engram. A hit that goes ping. Bing, and a miss.
Wow, you suck.
Zarkov.
Yeah. Okay.
Jaxie.
Ooh.
Oh,
I'll confirm the crit in a minute. Actually, he's a minion. He can't crit. Never mind. So 2 misses. And Hesperia. 1 hit doing 3.
So Jaxie takes 4.
Jaxie, you take 4 damage.
4 damage.
Yes.
Why?
You got hit by an arrow.
Although it's
He
crit,
crit,
so
but
it's double.
he crit, but
Okay.
minions can't crit.
Minions can't crit.
Okay.
Especially when I'm using this many of them. If I'm throwing this many dice at you guys, I just no.
Yeah.
we don't need last session part 2 electric boogaloo happening.
Also, it's supposed to be a comedic fight scene, so.
I actually kind of have an idea.
I'm all ears.
I'll wait for my turn.
Yes, Leonard, what are you doing?
I'm going to duck behind this tree and cower.
Okay. All right. The more skilled bounty hunters get to go. They're going to shoot arrows also because. Actually, no. They're actually going to come charging in. Wog, stand down, you villain!
I'm not doing anything.
Wata!
Oh.
Slight damage.
Really?
Wait.
Yeah!
It goes charging at me. Really?
It hits you. It hits you.
It does hit me. I'm not going to care next round.
He doesn't know that. You're clearly associating with them. Ha! Whiff. He comes running up to you, realizes you're cowering, and sort of goes, No, you're just some schmuck. He scratches his head for a minute and sort of says, Well, he seems to be,
Seems sinister enough. He might have a bounty on his head.
probably doesn't have a bounty on his head, but we can't have
They
it.
took me hostage!
Give me a bluff check.
Honestly, that's almost not a lie.
She is.
18.
Oh, he believes you.
Dude!
Right, I'll cover you. You head up. He sort of points back over his shoulder,
Oh, thank you!
and he comes stepping in front of you. He comes stepping like there so he can protect you.
Oh, God.
And the last one will take a bow shot at Jaxie, and miss badly.
Wow.
Actually,
That makes up for the 20 earlier.
Yeah. Engram, you're up.
Okay.
Alright, so here's my plan. And I really wish my bluff score was better than it is. But here's my plan. Okay, Brayden. We surrender so you don't have to spend any of your money and all of these fine gentlemen can just go home.
Are you making a bluff check of some sort?
Yeah.
Okay.
16. Not good.
It's good enough. It's good enough that if it wasn't for the fact that there actually is a bounty on you guys that's actually been placed, that might have worked. But he's not actually paying them directly.
Ah, hell.
If you had showed up and been like, I will offer anyone this amount of money to capture these people, then yeah. But
He
actually went through the Bounty Hunters Guild.
Yeah.
Dang it. Oh well, can't blame me for trying.
Brainstorm says, "You all have legitimate bounties on your head, and I didn't place the bounty. I didn't place the bounty. I'm just pointing out where you are. They're paying me. These guys are paying me to point out where you guys were going to be, and I'm helping them out a little bit as a upstanding citizen of this fine city." He looks up, puts a hand on his chest, looks up to the air patriotically.
Despite your hunched legs.
What?
He's goat.
Well, the goatmen don't have the sort of.
They don't have the digigrid legs.
They look more men than animals.
He's like sort of mostly humanoid with a goat's head.
Oh, I thought he had the.
No.
The fox people are the one that look more animal than.
Yeah.
All right.
Racist.
Are you doing anything else, Ingram?
Measuring now.
Fair enough.
Let's see, where's my markers? There we are. Right there, which
Okay.
will cover these guys and this one.
Go for it. You
And-
might want a 5-foot step back.
yeah, I was going to.
I figured.
Doot. And ice ball.
All right.
Shit. Okay. Well, I control it, and I'm gonna take double freaking drain. Lame.
All right. Don't worry about it. Don't worry too much about that. All right. So the area effect is which guys? Just point them again.
This guy, this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy.
All right. Thoom frozen. What was the damage? What roll the damage for Lieutenant 4?
Right. I think it's 40. So do I forecast for those? Yes.
And it is a what type of save?
Reflex, I think.
All right.
Do I have that actually on my sheet?
He fails.
itself? Okay.
I'm going to say he is temporarily frozen.
Cool.
Should do something a bit more standouty than that.
Yeah, it's reflex half. Okay.
There we go. He is temporarily frozen because this is a comedic combat, and you get bonus effects for things like that.
Yay.
Next up is Hesperia. He sort of looks at her and goes,
I'm just the guide, yo. I got paid.
well, she sort of steps back, draws her bow, pulls back, and another one of those sort of purpley blue energy arrows pops up in the bow. She looks at Bounty Hunter and says, "Sorry!" Twang. And fires up 2 shots at Lieutenant 2. That's not, and I should make, well, one of those definitively hits, and the other misses. All right, Bandit Lieutenant 2 is hit by one of the purpley blue arrows, and is. Oh wait, she gets another shot. I forgot. It's a bow speed. Ooh, nice. Hit twice. He is effectively out of the fight. And he sort of goes, "Ah!" and goes flying. There's a bit of an explosion of her purpley blue energy, and he goes flying. She looks over Jaxie and sort of says, I take it you weren't really expecting this, huh?
no.
All right, Zarkov.
Stabbing me was very rude.
You can assume your gauntlets are on. You don't have to roll for it.
I just didn't. They turned on.
By the way, if for Jaxie and Engram, if you want your talismans for spellcasting to be on, you can consider them on.
Okay, that wouldn't have helped me on the last thing.
I assume, but I'm just saying. Any magic items that you need to turn on, you can assume are on.
That's the first punch.
That'll hit.
Second punch, not plus 15. Also hits.
You can. What's your minimum? I think your minimum damage is enough to basically take him out of the fight.
Right.
So punch. Ah!
No, Zarkov, aim for the goat man.
I actually, I see it go flying by him and go, damn, missed. And I pull the sword out and drop it.
Jaxie, you're up.
Do I dash or do I shoot the goat man? Do I shoot the wizard or?
I think dash would be useful because I have a feeling there's going to be an AoE coming our direction.
What?
So I
No,
think reflex would be
that would never
helpful.
happen.
Fine. Let's see how I fail this. Do I fail? Holy shit, do I fail that?
Hero point that, dude.
Well, no, it's just 2 points of drain.
Oh, yeah. Okay, never mind.
I can't fail by more than 10 anyway, so.
That's a valid. That is true.
And I control it anyways, so.
Right.
So everyone that's an ally and whether or not they have a bounty has, all
Actually,
those.
that's a question. Is Leonard getting this?
Yes.
He's pink like them!
Wait, what? Oh,
You've had dash cast on you.
I don't even think that's something that'll be particularly like. Yeah.
Let's see.
What is? Let's see. Land speed doubled. Okay.
You can run really fast.
Yeah. What's the
And
rule
hey,
on running,
look,
by the
there's
way?
a nice convenient path to the north.
Yeah. The rule on running is like you do like what 4 times.
3 times your move speed.
3 times your move speed. Okay.
So yeah. So you're
Unless you have the feet for it, in which case it's 4 times.
so basically if you run, you move 6 times your regular move speed.
I just looked something up and I forgot what I looked up. All right.
I've done that before.
Like I looked up and like, oh crap! I forgot one detail I was specifically looking up on this. Stupid. That's too far into the section. It's not far enough. Okay. Oh. Wow, that's really unfortunate.
For us or you?
You.
Great.
Well, that's it for you, Jaxie.
Well, I'm doing a full round incantation, so
Yep. All right. Braden starts doing a full round incantation.
I'll bet he does.
I wish I could interrupt and taunt his ass.
And ends it by saying 2 words that Ingram and Jaxie, you are shocked that he knows the spell, or that he even might have a chance that he might be skilled enough to actually cast it.
Oh no.
Mega Brando!
Not what I was afraid of, but still something I'm afraid of.
Mega Brando?
Mega Brando.
And Jaxie's name.
Short version, we've just got a volcano under our asses.
Oh, okay.
And he's centering it on the well.
Of course he does.
Because, alright, it's a radius.
So you're a Mega Brondo. Oh boy, yeah. Fire Sonic. 40-foot radius, actually.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
He's gonna blast most of the bounty hunters.
Yeah, he's not thinking very clearly. Actually, he's not going to do that this round.
Oh,
No,
Well.
that's just a terrible idea. Nope. He's just going to go to Flare Arrow at Engram.
Oh,
Flare Arrow! He doesn't full round it can't, he just names it. So
Right.
that is...
pew.
ooh,
He succeeds.
You don't say.
He succeeds in casting. But he doesn't like have the drain or anything like that.
Okay.
Now he's got a hit.
Like that's gonna be hard.
Well, he's got decent dex, but not amazing. Math is hard. He's a level what? All right. This is versus your touch AC word, which is not very different from your regular AC.
It's the same. Yeah, that got me. Also +8. Holy shit.
He's got decent dex.
I'll say.
That might be a little bit high, actually. Let me double check his. Oh wait, I'm looking. I was looking at the wrong tip progression. Even with that roll, though, he still hits.
Right.
He's dex. That's
Okay, take your bets, folks. Is this flare arrow going to take out Engram in one hit?
well, it is pretty damagey.
Because I'm fairly certain this guy's at least caster level 6.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, so 30 is an entirely valid number.
Right.
And he only needs to score 18 to render me unconscious. Well, 19, but yeah.
Where's the wizard? And I overshot again. Sorry about this. I wrote down his yeah, okay, I know what I was looking at.
Oh, that's true. Dash does increase touch AC,
It
I
does.
think.
It's a deflection bonus, so.
Yeah, so then 16, I don't suppose that helps me.
No, he hits you exactly then.
Yeah, I had a feeling.
He's got a total +6.
Thank you for trying, Scotty. I'm down. Again.
God damn it.
Actually, you don't take full damage from it. Again,
Okay.
comedic. How many hit points did you have left?
Well, I've got 30 HP, but if I lose 19, I'm unconscious.
All right, you take
thought-
15 then.
I thought that was there was a check you do if you.
no, it's
Yeah.
because of her drain.
Oh, it was a drain. Okay.
You take 15 then, Word.
Okay.
So I'm
Ow.
just pretty worthless.
All right, the regular bounty hunters go. Again, another cloud of arrows. This time you're only getting one arrow shot at each of you.
I think I may have preferred the Mega Brondo.
Well, it was. I didn't want to nuke all the
Right.
guys yet, and it's not the right situation for it. So, all right, one bow shot at each of you. Leonard, miss. Engram, blink.
2 points. You're still up.
Barely. Ow.
Zarkov, whiff.
Yeah.
Jaxie,
Ah,
Jesus
Two damage.
Christ.
poor Jaxie.
Poor
Hesperia,
Jaxie. Yes, poor Jaxie.
I'm the cute one, therefore I get sympathy.
And Leonard, you're still
my boot
actually
of
Leonard.
trash.
You're no longer in the line of fire because the guys up north who would have been shooting at you are basically out of it.
Oh, okay.
You're welcome, Leonard.
Leonard, you're up.
Let's see. My land speed is doubled because of dash, and if I run, it's tripled beyond that. So.
Yeah, you're out of the fight.
No, I'm not actually. Actually, I'm gonna double move and I'm gonna hide over here.
Okay, I see what you're doing. All right, advanced bounty. The more skilled bounty hunters. This one will go after Hesperia. this one will come after Zarkov. I think it's all of them. Yeah, it's all, nope. That guy's frozen still. All right. Have at the Hesperia. Oh, hang on. There we go. Oh, he actually hits her.
Oh, wow.
She goes, ah!
Yeah.
And Zarkov is a miss.
Yes.
Engrim.
My options are decidedly limited at the moment.
Yes, they are.
Let's see here. What's the measure? How far will that take me? That's a good distance. Okay. I give Braden one good long stare.
Okay.
Go!
Aha.
And bail.
Oh, that's not very good damage.
No, it isn't.
All right. DC 17 reflex.
Yeah, the dice rolls are not with me.
All right.
Yes.
Again, comedic. You freeze him solid.
Good.
It's like ah! Hesperia will 5 foot step away from the guy. I'm going to make a macro for this so I don't forget it for her future. And she'll fire a full bow volley at the guy who attacked her. Hit. Oh, hit, miss again. Yeah. Ah! You get, again, a small explosion, he goes flying backwards. Zarkov.
Kamea. Oh, that's a miss.
Yep, rolled a 1.
Maya? Maya.
Too greedy on the damage.
All right, Jaxie, you're up. Jaxie, you can give me a listen check, by the way.
Huh?
That's good enough. You hear more. You hear more sort of thundering footsteps from the south.
Kind of upset at Braden for instigating all this.
Can't imagine why.
So I'm going to attempt a flare arrow against him. What does that triangle mean around him?
He's currently frozen solid.
Yeah, please don't thaw him.
But that means I get sneak attack damage on him
Oh, good point.
because he has denied his dexterity modifier.
All right, go for it.
Okay.
I think the word of the moment is "damn it."
You got the control.
I got the control. Yeah, I got the control. I just take 6 drain. And that's 18 damage.
He took 17 damage from the.
Yeah. All right. There is an explosion. He's thawed out. Ah! He's currently nowhere to be seen as the explosion sends him flying.
Well, I guess that took care of that.
Damn you guys!
Right in the bandit. Right in the bandit wizard's blasting off again.
All right, Braden's out of the fight.
I basically blew him away with that.
Yes, you did.
Well, there goes my plan.
You're planning on capturing him?
I was going to come behind him and take him out, but you guys took care of that for me.
I was hoping to actually knock him unconscious, but
That wasn't happening.
Peter's not going to let us capture him.
far too early for you to capture him.
He's gotta
Damn
be a
it!
thorn.
Plot,
He's
damn
gotta
you,
be-
plot armor.
Yeah, he's got to be a thorn on our side for a few more encounters.
Absolutely. That leaves it up to Mook Bandits. More arrows fly. So I'll just roll a single bow shot against each, a single shot against each one of you who are still present. That was Zarkov.
Uh-oh, did I get hit? I
Yeah,
did.
Take 3.
Okay.
Hesperia. That hits her. And you are missed this time, Jaxie. Oh no, that actually misses Hesperia with the dash bonus. Never mind.
I can't tell you how happy I am.
More bandits are arriving to the south there, by the way. Leonard.
Oh, so Brian's out of the fight, huh?
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna head back towards the Bounty Hunters Guild.
Okay. Fair enough.
These guys can handle this.
Okay, and that's when the other bounty hunter advance shows up. This one.
Actually,
will-
which direction is the Bounty Hunters Guild? I might be going the wrong way if I go that way.
Sure, that's the right direction.
Okay, good.
He'll swing his longsword at you again, Zarkov. Whiff.
Whiff.
Engrim, I take it you keep booking it.
I'm going to. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take position like in a window in this building so that I'll have cover against arrows and shit.
Okay,
Preferably on the second floor.
go for it. That's fine.
Move action.
Yep.
Dragon Breath Turret.
Yes. Oops.
Him?
Yeah, this guy.
Okay.
Go! Man, I keep rolling crap dice.
All right. He actually will make. I actually will make the roll for him. For not that.
Damn,
Not
he's
that many.
He's actually got a fairly decent reflex, but he blows it.
Gah!
Engrim hides behind the wall again.
Hesperia sort of looks at you two and says, as much as I think we could probably take these guys, there are more coming, and they might wear us down through sheer volume of numbers at this point. I recommend...
That's ridiculous!
I'm going north, out of town. You guys can join me if you like.
See, that's why I didn't immediately leave, because I knew that's what Zarkov's reaction was going to be.
Zoinks and away.
Yep.
Zarkov?
Yep. Pick up Jaxie. Boing, boing, boing.
Running resumes.
Yeah.
All right. We're back to you guys are running out of town being chased by bounty hunters.
Engrim has more holes than usual.
Yes. At this point, you guys are, since you have still have the dash run on you for at least for a short time, still several more rounds, you were able to outpace them badly and lose them as you get out of town.
We also shatter all the glass in our path from the sonic booms.
All right, so that wraps up the combat and stuff.
Which
for this.
function as caltrops, wouldn't you know?
All right, back to the title screen. Actually, going to copy Hesperia because I'm going to replace her token with one that actually has a macro on it. So yeah, we can assume that the combat is over at this point.
Engrim appreciates this.
All right, so
Actually, you know what? I completely forgot that I have spell resistance.
oh yeah, we forgot
that.
that.
That would have been helpful, yeah.
Yeah, I keep forgetting I have it because I almost never get cast at.
I completely forgot about that. There's a chance it wouldn't have affected you then.
Yeah.
Ah.
What's up, Sketch?
Oh no, Justice Jackson just expressing annoyance.
As an aside, Braden is a level 7 wizard with a couple levels of bandit.
Okay.
Just so you know.
Yeah, my spell resistance is 11 because that's marvelous.
Yeah, let me double check. Let's see. I know he's level 6 wizard. Sorry, my bad. And yeah, and he's a level 3 bandit.
Yeah, so basically you have to roll worse than a 5.
Right. All right. So you guys are booking it out of town.
Not me.
No, Leonard. I'm getting back to you now.
Okay.
You arrive back in the Bounty Hunter Guild. It is mostly empty.
I'm going to slam the door behind. I'm going to slam the door behind me and look terrified and out of breath. And, who is in there?
There are a couple of guys in there. The same guy behind the desk. He goes, "Oh, you're back."
I figured this was probably the only safe place left in town because they, probably wouldn't come here of all places.
Yeah, that seems unlikely.
Oh man, there were a lot of people after them.
Well, yeah, apparently there've been rumors that large bounties were going to be put up on people, and then the bounties were posted and they attract a lot of attention.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Whew. Yeah. So, I'm going to look like at the other bounty hunters sticking around. Why aren't? Do you guys not want the money, or are you scared, or what?
The three of them look up and sort of say, "We figured we'd let the idiots wear them down a bit before we go after them."
I don't know if there's any particular skill I have, but is there any way I could measure them up?
Do you have a set? There is a skill, but I'm not sure you have it.
Yes.
Let's see. Balance, bluff, climb, concentration, craft. But craft is for making shit. Forgery, gather information, handle animal hide, intimidate, jump, listen, move silently, profession. I'm untrained in profession. Reputation, ride, sense motive, spot, survival, swim, tumble, use magic.
Give me a sense motive roll.
Sense motive. All right. Makes sense, yeah. 21.
These guys all seem fairly competent, the three that are in here.
Okay.
One of them is very clearly an archer. One of them is very clearly a sorcerer or a spellcaster of some sort. And the last one is a fairly competent-looking swordsman.
Okay. I guess that makes sense, yeah. All right, so let's see. I'm going to actually kind of sit down in front of the bounty poster, the accountant or whatever.
Yeah. One of the archer sort of cocks in and says, the explosions seem to have stopped.
Oh yeah, I was in the middle of that. Everyone came out. Oh, I almost got caught in the crossfire, but fortunately there was, some bounty hunters are just the greatest guy. This guy stood in front of me and let me run away. He was the best. He might be dead now. But I'll remember him always for what he did for me, even though I never learned his name or his face or anything about him. But yeah, when I told you guys that they were in town, I never thought this would happen, I thought that there could be something more that I could do to help, apprehend these dangerous criminals, but I just got in the way. I feel so bad about it.
Oh, well,
do you guys have medical insurance, by the way? No, I figured not.
Strictly speaking, no.
So, you guys just found out they were going to be in town, right?
Yeah, I guess.
And you told me, what was his name? Oh, it's completely slipped my mind. Because I know you mentioned the name earlier, but
Yes.
not Brady.
No, it's not Brady. It was Valis.
Valis, yeah. He was the guy who posted the bounties. Did he come in after he heard about everything going on, or?
No, he's not coming in.
Really? Haven't seen him at all since he first posted stuff, or what?
He popped in briefly, and then he said he was going to go head out to the temple. He said, it's more correctly, he said that if the miscreants were captured, to leave word for him at the Fire Dragon King's temple outside of town.
Okay, yeah. Which direction is that again?
Oh, that's off to the east.
Okay. Let me see here. All right. I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do here. Well,
You
I'm
try to do
going.
personal effects off of the three guys.
I'm not a pickpocket, so no. Actually, let me double check my skills. I don't think I can do any of that. No, I don't have sleight of hand or anything.
Dang.
All right, I'm going to basically stay there, make it seem like I'm catching my breath,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'm going to leave with the excuse that I'm getting the hell out of town.
Good luck, kid.
And all right, let's see.
As you're leaving, you do notice that the three bounty hunters who are the three competent guys who all look like they're slowly started like gathering their stuff, but they
Okay,
seem to be
actually-
paying you no mind.
All right, I'm actually going to duck around like a corner or something,
Mhm.
and I'm going to hide.
Sure.
And whenever they come out, I would like to trail behind them.
All right. Well, about 10 minutes later, about 15 minutes later, they all come out. They nod to each other. The sorcerer flies up and goes flying off in one direction. He goes flying off to the east. He goes flying off to the east. The swordsman goes sprinting off to the west, and the archer goes sprinting off to the south.
So none of them are heading the right direction.
At the moment, no.
I roll my eyes. Freaking amateurs.
Well, to be honest, they have no way to know which direction the party went.
That's true, yeah. Well, the sorcerer is, I guess, going to head back towards the site of the battle then. If he's heading from west.
He very likely is going to fly over that area, yes.
Okay, so I will try to trail behind him.
Okay. Give me a hide and shadows, move silently.
Wow, that's not a very high roll. And move silently. I have 23 for move silently.
All right. He doesn't seem to be paying much attention, so
Well, makes sense if he's flying and I'm behind him.
yeah, exactly. If you keep following, eventually gets to the scene of the battle, seems to oversee it, looks around, lowers down to the ground, looks around for a little bit longer, nods himself, floats back up, and starts going north slowly.
So he doesn't appear at all to be like contacting the others or anything. Should I make a perception check? For
Yes,
that?
you should. You don't get that one for free.
Yeah, I figured. I'll go with the spot then. 16.
16. It looks like he reaches into his robe, pulls something out. You can't see what he's doing with it because his back's to you.
Mm-hmm.
But he seems to be leaning forward leans forward a little bit, and about a minute later, puts whatever it is back in his pocket, and then that's when he goes flying off.
All right. Let's see here. What can I do with this? How high up is he flying?
Just above roof level.
Oh, okay.
So about 25, 30 feet, somewhere in there. Actually, closer to 40, so you can get a good view.
Hmm. Fuck it. All right, I'm going to don all my personal effects, Crimson Shadow, and I would like to. I don't think this is going to work. When I get the chance, I want to climb up on a roof and try to quote unquote trip him with my chain.
All right.
Like snag him with it.
Sure, go for it. Give me an attack roll.
Yeah, let's see here. Plus that. 21.
Okay. All right, you fling your chain out and it wraps around him. And he stops, looks back over his shoulder and goes, I was wondering when you'd make an appearance.
Hello there.
He stops, looks at you and says, from what I've heard, you're actually a bounty hunter.
Mm-hmm.
Why on earth do you have such a large bounty on your head?
Well, you ever hear of something called guilt by association?
So you've been hanging around with Ellis the Blue then, and you didn't know who she was.
Yeah. Really surprising. That wanted poster of hers looked pretty old, too.
Yeah, that bounty's been out for a good 5 or 6 years at least.
Years?
Yeah.
It's been longer than I've been doing this.
She's fairly infamous in this part of the world. Very dangerous, incredibly powerful sorceress.
She's also kind of annoying.
Take your word on that. I've never met the lady.
Well, seeing as how you didn't respond too unkindly to my touching you with a weapon, I assume that
Well, you notice that the weapon seems to be wrapped around something that looks like sort of a flickering force fieldy thing.
All right. Well,
It's not literally touching him at the moment.
right. So I assume that you're willing to, I guess, approach this.
In a civil fashion?
Yeah, let's go with that. You'll notice that I have made some efforts to try and not be spotted with the rest of the group the entire time that we've been in town.
Yes. It's an admirable disguise job you did at the Bounty Hunters Guild, by the way.
Oh, you noticed that?
You're roughly the same build and height, and your gait seems to be nearly identical.
Well, normally I, don't have bounties with all of my personal information posted on them, so, the whole Crimson Shadow thing, people don't really know exactly what I look like, and I'm kind of annoyed that that's not the case anymore.
Yeah, I can imagine.
So, what do you say that I help you out, and maybe me and the guild can come to an understanding, get that whole thing taken off my head, and I can go back to life as usual.
Oh, well, if you were willing to help us bring in Ellis, I'm more than happy to do that.
Oh, yeah. Actually, I would also like to have a word with... I keep on forgetting that guy's name. I'm really bad
Alice?
with names. No. You just say it.
That was me, GM.
Yeah.
Valis is the name you're looking for.
What?
Valis is the name you're looking
Valis.
for. Yeah. Brother Valis.
Brother Valve. That's why I said B.
Yeah. Brother Valis? Oh, the priest who put the bounty out.
Mm-hmm.
As far as I know, he headed back off to the Fire Dragon King's temple.
Well, I think first things first. After all, he's not the one with the bounty on his head, is he?
Nope.
So your buddy's going to be heading along with you then?
I've told them where what I've picked up, the trail I've picked up. They may or may not head that way. I hope they do. I'd rather not try to tangle with someone like Ellis on my own.
Would you mind telling them not to attack me on sight?
He sort of smiles and says, I think we can reach some sort of arrangement on that.
Good.
So yes, if you're willing to help us out bringing in Ellis, then we'll make sure your name's cleared. And if you do help out, I'll even cut you in a part of the bounty.
That's almost more than I was expecting.
Not much of the bounty, but some of it.
Eh.
Say 70-30? Well, that's a bit much. 80-20.
Good enough for me.
All right. Excellent.
I happen to know which way they were headed before, but I think that they are actually going the wrong way currently. We were planning to head to the south, so
Out into the desert?
yeah. I honestly don't understand what the hell they're up to sometimes. then they don't keep me around to know what's going on. They keep me around so that I can, do what I do, and I make money along the way, so I don't really ask too many questions.
Fascinating. One note: the source, the guy you're talking to in question, is basically wearing sort of very bland, sort of drab, sort of brownish gray robes and such, pulled down over his forehead, and you can't really make out his face too well.
Uh-huh. But is he human?
He seems to be, yes. Oh, he's very clearly human.
Okay. Just double checking on that. All right.
Very well.
Let's see here. So, all right. Would you like to keep flying, or should we walk?
I'm intending to keep flying. You're welcome to. You seem to be able to keep pace, so.
All right. I guess we'll head off then.
Hopefully that idiot Zangelos will be able to actually catch up with us.
Oh,
That That swordsman?
Yes.
I was afraid that was going to be the case.
I don't know what's going on.
Yes, because you haven't watched that part of the series yet.
You've run into a named character.
Yes, you have. Oh, by the way, I haven't introduced myself. The name is Vermigund.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, great.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the Crimson Shadow, but you already knew that.
I did indeed.
But you already knew that.
Que misterioso.
I was making a wrestling reference, actually.
Yeah, I figured. All right, the two of you head off to the north. Are you guys heading to the north, or are you guys gonna go to? Do you suggest? Can you follow the path, or do you suggest going somewhere else?
I've already told him that was where we were originally planning to go, but if they actually headed in this direction, then that's more likely where they're going to be.
Yeah, his current plan is basically just to follow the trail he's spotted.
Got a bunch of bounty hunters. We'll eventually follow them.
Yep. All right, back to the other group, who are blissfully unaware of all of this.
Everyone's blissfully unaware of what I'm doing.
Alice is healing her wounds because, ow.
Yep, you are doing so.
I'm lamenting the lack of fruit ices. Also, why are we bad guys now? What did you do?
I don't know what's going on.
Well, I know it's not Jaxie, and I know it's not Leonard, and I'm pretty sure it's not me, so it's got to be you.
I know it's about me, but I don't know what's going on. Well, I do have one idea, but I'd rather not discuss it until Leonard's here. She likes you.
What kind of idea?
Oh, I'm laughing because of the circumstances, that's all.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, there's Leonard, and he's got all sorts of friends with him.
All right. So, are you guys going to keep going north? Or are you going to go to the spot where you guys? Are you going to loop around and head to the spot where you guys are planning a meeting up?
Probably head to the meetup spot, so we'll meet up with Leonard. We have no idea that he's betrayed us.
Well, sort of. All right. Well,
I think that it should be pretty clear as far as the tone of this series goes what I'm actually doing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, certainly.
All right. So you guys make it to the spot. You set up camp and such. A while later, you see Leonard and someone in robes floating along with him.
Oh, look, it's Leonard. He brought friends.
Yes, and coming up behind them is a swordsman wearing a big floppy hat with a sort of big pointy hat that's sort of bent over the top, that's big and floppy, and brown robes and such with a sword at one hip, and an archer, and a sort of a lanky archer with a bow slung over his shoulder.
That's the one that has me interested.
The archer sort of the Zangelos looks over his shoulder and says, sort of nods at the wizard nods over at the swordsman. The swordsman says, "Wow, your information was correct, Vermigund. Well done. Already, none of them seem to be swordsmen. Oh, that's gonna be less fun."
Hi, are you guys friends of Leonard's? Oh, you're not, are you?
So the sorcerer turns to Leonard and says, "Ah, I see. I'm glad to see the meetup spot you talked about was correct. Excellent. Now, it would be much easier if you all just surrendered peacefully, came along quietly, and we can just deal with this without any actual unnecessary explosions or deaths."
Okay, number one, how are we bad guys now? This has really been bugging me, because I'm pretty sure we haven't done anything bad.
I'm not really concerned with whether you have done anything bad or wrong or anything like that. There's a price on your heads, and I mean to collect it.
But how does that serve justice?
Zanglis looks over at look over at Leonard and says, "We're bounty hunters. We don't do justice. We do the job."
Zarkov, come on. We traveled together for how many weeks now?
I was gonna have Jaxie lean in to say that, but I was muted. It's like Zarkov, that you don't understand. They don't care about justice.
Everyone does, even if they don't know it yet.
No, you can't do. We've talked about this before. Your presuppositional justice-based arguments don't work on other people.
Can I ask a question
Zanglis has a
here?
look on his face like, "Oh God, he's talking like that girl." He looks up and does. Wait, you're from Saron, aren't you?
Who, me?
Oh God, we got another justice fanatic on our hands. Ah!
What girl? Oh, you mean the princess? Oh, thanks.
The archer, you hear a noticeable head face palm from the archer. Zanglis has a look of and Vermigan, as always, is very passive and calm looking.
Oh,
He's currently holding a ball of sorcerer's energy in one hand.
As an aside, Engram is on her knees on the ground, just hurt looking and really tired. Can I just ask a question? Just what are the charges against me?
Essentially, being Ellis the Blue.
It's a fair cop.
There's actually, there are a few things that I want to ask you about. A few things that I think you neglected to mention when you asked me to come along with you. Things about trying to overthrow the kingdom, destroying various towns. Also,
That does sound pretty unjust.
Oh, I know what's going on now.
Might even be kind of villainous.
there's also the curious matter that apparently you used to look different too.
You notice that Zanglis sort of stops, looks over at Leonard, looks over at Ellis, peers a bit closer. Are those fins?
Yeah, she's half dolphin.
Lake dragon.
Ah. Wait. She's a chimera?
Mm-hmm.
No,
That's
she's a half dragon. We just said that.
Have been all my life.
That's not part of the bounty information.
Nope.
Are you saying that you're unprepared for this sort of circumstance?
I'm saying that this is an anomaly, and it's something that, as far as I know, Elsa Blue is not a chimera.
It must be an evil twin. That explains everything.
Or a copy.
A copy.
Give the man a prize.
Is
Oh,
that like an evil twin?
stand down, Zanglis. Zanglis like, but there was gonna be a good fight!
Actually,
There
probably
was? Oh, damn it.
Actually, there probably wasn't going to be.
Zanglis dissipates the orb of the fireball in his hand. Perhaps
It's
we should
true.
talk about this.
Yeah, maybe we should.
If you're not actually Ellis, who are you?
I'm a copy of her. By what I understand, I was made in the effort to see how much her power would increase if she were to be fused with a dragon as something of a safe experiment.
Wait a minute. You're the evil sister?
I'm not.
Twin?
Zarkov, you know how this works. If you make a clone of an evil person, that can't mean that they're the evil clone. That means they're the good clone.
Oh, right. You should have a goatee, though. You should grow a goatee.
Ellis.
Wait.
Everybody, I think, stares at him.
Jaxie pulls out the tuna and smacks Zarkov in the back of the head with it and puts the tuna back in his backpack.
I'd like that back at some point, but not immediately.
I'm going to cook it later on. You're not having it back until I'm done cooking it.
Oh, fine. Damn it, hang on. Sorry about that. By my count, I have existed as I am for around 4 months or so at this point. I've used Ellis's name to get by for the most part, but the name I've chosen for myself is Engrim. I apologize for the deception, but, well, survival is a bit difficult when you're a construct.
Indeed. Interesting. Well, I have some experience with copies, let's just say that, and I'll leave it at that.
Hmm.
This experience constant existential terror.
Well, on the one hand, there is a bounty on you and your compatriots.
Okay.
On the other,
However, I will make...
he says, pointing at Engrim, are not the actual person who has the bounty on them.
Therefore, the bounty on us should also be invalid because we're not actually associated with the person who has the bounty on their head.
Well, there are other charges associated with that also, but I'm suspected that
if the previous charge is absolved, then the other ones would be so minuscule that it's not really worth the effort.
they're not that minuscule. Either
Like
you
what?
all are massive villains, or someone has it out for you.
That latter one is probably more likely.
Can't possibly be villains.
Zarkov? Let me do the talking.
Zarkov the Merciless.
That's a stage name.
That's a wrestling name!
And
Did you
everyone
see the
knows,
poster?
And everyone knows that wrestling is completely fake.
It's true.
Huh.
That's a stage name. That's when he was
Sarun.
Sarun Wrestling.
The
Syrian
Syrian
Fighting Federation, the SFF.
Right.
So,
Just when I thought things couldn't get any more silly.
yes. So far the
I
most
thought I was done with the silliness.
therefore the most threatening name in your entire bounty is a stage name that anyone who followed Sarun Fighting Federation history would know it was an obvious ploy. I don't know why none of the kids even recognized that offhand and made the point themselves, but whatever. I think the point of the matter
I
is,
have some video cassettes of my old fights.
you idiot, those haven't been invented yet. But Jaxie's essentially doing a little diplomacy sort of plea to emphasize how pointless this whole
Well-
endeavor is. Oh, look at that.
Yes. Vermigund's like, well, I can't do anything about removing the bounties from you guys entirely, but I can say that we will. I think I speak for us, he says, looking over at Vermigund, over Zangelis. Zangelis like, yeah. But we'll let you be, and won't inform the other bounty hunters where you're headed. I do warn you that those bounties will probably be on you for a while unless you can find out exactly how they were posted and etc. You know the deal. He looks at letters. You know the deal.
Yeah, it's a good thing.
So you
that
can
we
either
have to
prove
read
that
it.
prove that the charges are false, or which is hard to do if you aren't captured.
Happening.
Well, that was plan
Innocent
A.
until proven guilty.
That was actually plan A.
Or yeah, fair enough. Or B, deal with the person who posted a false bounty on you and sort of establish your innocence that way.
Who's a liar and a villain and must be dealt with anyway.
Well, this would have all happened much more quickly if it turned out that all the hundreds of millions, apparently, of bounty hunters in the city weren't incompetent at their jobs.
Indeed. It's times like this where one should ask whether a bounty hunter should actually, make sure a bounty is valid before they go out and
Well,
capture.
the person who established the bounty is someone of impeccable reputation.
What was that?
Brother Valus of the Fire Dragon King's Temple. He's a very, very well-known, very helpful and kind person. I'm a little perplexed.
Who happens to be associated with a certain bandit wizard?
What?
Vermigod looks at you and says, "Really? That's interesting. Perhaps he's rehabilitating him."
No.
Wait a minute, Bearden? No, Bearden's a jerk.
Raiden.
Raiden's a jerk.
Well, I can't resolve that contradiction then, but I do know that Brother Valos is a good man. I mean, yeah, he's a little intimidating looking, being a 6.5 foot tall, white furred wolf man with and fairly well known and powerful priest, but he can be intimidating. But he's a good man.
If he's after what Braden's after, I imagine I know why he's done what he has.
Right. This is actually.
Well, this sounds like none of our business, really.
You sound like you've got a good head on your shoulders, Ermagood.
Yes.
I'm glad I didn't have to strangle you if you tried to attack my friends.
He smirks. Indeed.
Aw, that's
Well,
sweet.
gentlemen, I think we shall leave these fine folks to what they're up to. Keep an eye out for other bounty hunters. They might not be as willing to listen as we were. Take care.
They all suck,
Bye.
though.
It was nice meeting you.
And with that, they head off.
I'm not sure if I'm reassured by how easily you ended up taking care of the people that were after you, or disappointed that you had to be so stubborn about it.
Who, me?
All of you.
Wait, what? I don't even know how that has anything to do with me.
Well, let me put it this way, because you were also very good, and admittedly impressively so, at resisting arrest. You ended up costing me around, I don't know, let's see, a cut for tipping you off, probably around 40,000 crowns, and then we would have gotten our names cleared, and we could have headed on our way without ever having our progress impeded any further. But I guess that this is just as good, because we know who posted the bounties on us, and we can go and take care of that matter.
So are you saying we should take care of that now, or wait until we make some progress on what we're dealing with right now?
Well, the Dragon Temple is off to the east, but
It's about a day's travel from where you are.
For what it's worth, Leonard, I don't think there would be any name clearing for me. Copies are kind of a magical no-no.
Yeah, that falls in that sort of fell into that category of experimenting in forbidden sorceries thing.
Mm-hmm.
Wait,
So
if they caught you, what would happen to you?
they'd probably try to destroy me.
That's not right. You haven't done anything.
Don't finish that
You haven't done
sentence.
anything exceptionally villainous. Except for. It's not right.
So, what I can tell you about Ellis the Blue is that the bounty information is completely true, and she is a very cruel woman who is also particularly, meticulous. She has made a bit of a career for herself in basically forcing her way into nobility and forcing others to corroborate with her or face disaster.
So, but you're saying is that she is a villain.
Yes.
So we should
She had-
go. Wait a minute. If we
I'd-
stop her villainy and kill her, does that mean you wink out of existence?
No.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
Have you ever
But
heard
I
of
can
making,
tell you
have you ever
this.
have you ever heard of making a copy of something, Zarkov?
Well, I've heard of, like, copying your homework, but that's cheating, and I'd never do that.
But okay, let's take that example. If you copy homework and the original homework is destroyed, the copy that you made doesn't wink out of existence, does it?
Right, but we're talking about magic here. It's all sorts of weirdness and things and whatnots.
It's a really weird, whatever.
I will say this. Even you, Zarkov, would stand no chance against her. As things stand, I have barely a fraction of her sorcery genius. She could kill all of us with one spell.
Challenge accepted. Besides, we've got the power of friendship. There's nothing that can stop us. And justice is on our side. I
champ,
make a dramatic pose when
champ,
blows my scarf
champ.
behind me.
Like
What friendship?
Jaxie just kind of pulls on the scarf or cloak a little bit, like, champ,
Yeah?
champ.
Posing.
Look. You're strong and all, but what you're talking about is kind of absolutely insane.
Besides, if our friendship were the power that stood up against her, then it would all come crumbling apart very quickly.
Engram is going to use her cold breath to freeze like a small tree sproutling or something.
Okay.
Zarkov, just as an example, what I did to that tree right there is more or less what she could do to us. And she'll kind of flick the tree and break it in half.
But then it can be used for stabbing.
Oh, excuse me.
Anyway, we've got the more pressing matter of the whole bounty thing, so we should go talk to this wolf guy.
Where was he? The east or something?
Off to the east, about a day's travel.
That was in character.
Sorry.
I'm going to actually look at our guide.
She says, yeah, it's about a day's travel off to the east. Or, well, northeast now, but yeah.
You don't seem too put off by the whole aiding and abetting wanted criminals.
Well, you guys clearly aren't what the bounties say you are, so...
I just kind of stare at her.
See?
Yeah, I
Told you
think this
good guys.
Yeah, I think we'll be fine with her. Hell, I tried to turn us in.
We should have said something. We could have gotten all the ice freezies we could have eaten.
What are you talking about?
Engram
Split
makes a
it
little
with
bit.
us, right?
Engram casts Aqua Create, freezes it, hands it to Jaxie.
She hands you a bowl of ice, basically.
Yes.
Anyone want to have some ice fruit?
No.
Yes.
Shut up! You're having some. And he points to Leonard. And Jackson gets to work. Damn it!
You know, I kind of expected you guys to be much angrier with me.
I'll be more angry with you if you don't eat.
You have some strange.
What? You were
priorities.
clearly, like, bringing the scariest guys here for us to fight, and you're going to strangle the wizard. You said so.
You heard
You
that.
like us. You think we're cool.
I don't.
I don't.
guys are-
Gosh.
You guys are some of the lamest people I have ever met. And I don't hang out with people.
Wait. No. Is there anyone else? Is there anyone else around here?
That's why we're your best
Is there anyone else around here other than us in the party currently?
Not at the moment, no.
Jaxie will just retort back. Says the person who can't fight unless he puts on a mask to hide his face because he's too scared of being noticed.
Well, it really helped me back there, didn't it?
Mm.
Who wasn't getting shot at?
Leonard,
It did kind of leave a little yellow pool back there. I slipped in it.
What?
That's very gross.
What?
He's
What are you
telling
talking about?
Leonard,
What?
Ingram's going to kind of pat the ground next to her.
Oh, great. I sit down. What?
Thank you.
Shut up. People are terrible for me.
Suddenly Jackson shows up.
Best friends.
Jackson shows up with like a cup of like ice shaved with fruit mixed into it, and puts it in Leonard's hand.
I just didn't want to be wanted for some bullshit.
I understand, and I'm sorry about
Completely gets in the way of what I do.
that. I know.
I'm sure the next time there'll be a bounty on only our heads, so you can turn us in.
You'll split the money, though, right?
What? You would be in jail if I did that.
No, we wouldn't, because we're good guys.
Zarkov, never mind, I'm not going to bother trying to explain the legal system to you. You people are even worse when you like me.
I've always liked you, Leonard. You're so adorable.
Excuse me.
You've got a little fruit mustache there. It's so cute. She gets a handkerchief. Let me help you with that.
Gonna go back to town and turn you in. Keeps on eating the fruit.
All right, so I take it you guys want to head off to the Fire Dragon King Temple then.
That sounds like what our next plan is.
All right, so the next day you head out there. It's a fairly impressive temple. Large, statues of the Fire Dragon King all over the place. It's not that heavily populated by priests because part of the Fire Dragon King's kind of it's a bit weird because he's the one who basically sacrificed himself in the fight against Sharpenigdo.
He's kind of the big good of the Pantheon.
Yeah. So he's sort of it's nebulous whether if any of him still exists or not, but people still worship him and such. So you all walk in. You are met by a priest that says, welcome to the temple. How can I help you?
We were hoping to speak with one of the priests here. A Mr. Vallis, I think his name was.
Brother Vallis. Indeed. He strokes his chin a moment. I think he's still around. Let me go see. A while he walks off. You are all standing in sort of the courtyard. And a while later, out walks a very tall. The first thing you hear is sort of the clinking of sort of musical sort of chiming clink.
I was waiting for that.
Yeah. And you see a very tall, as I said, about 6.5 foot tall wolf man wearing white priest robes, walking with a pilgrim staff with little sort of chiming rings on it. He throws back his hood, revealing a perfectly white furred wolf head with blood with dark red eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Villain and spreader of lies, you will answer for your slander. No,
Zarkov.
seriously, why? We didn't do anything.
Ah,
I believe that introductions are not necessary.
indeed. Please have a seat. He gestures over some of the benches nearby.
Just as a question, is he the only one in the room?
You're in the open courtyard. There are a couple of priests wandering around, but not.
Okay, so we're in a public area. Okay.
Yes. If you guys take seats, he
I don't.
basically okay, that's fine. He sort of makes a little hand gesture, and the stones sort of the stones in the ground sort of rise up and reform themselves into a chair that he sits down in.
Show off.
Ingram will take a seat.
He sits down facing you and says, "Well, seem to have gotten your attention at least."
Yeah.
Excuse me.
I almost find it kind of offensive that you got a bounty poster made for me, of all people.
Ah, well, why is that?
It's kind of an insult to my profession.
Oh, you're a bounty hunter yourself.
Uh-huh.
Ah, Braden didn't tell me that.
So, did you just kind of do this as a favor to a friend, or
Oh, no, Braden works for me.
really?
Oh, indeed. He is looking for something for me. A book.
Uh-huh. And he told you that we were getting in the way of that, I guess.
Yes, in fact. And when I heard that, the description of, he gestures over the lovely Miss Ellis over here, I figured that I had to do something to make sure that, to at least delay you and thwart you and interfering with my plans. Because I clearly couldn't let something like the Book of Days fall into her hands. However, he says, Braden seems to have neglected a couple of details about her.
Are we in the
Indeed.
same room? Are we in the same room, or
You're all outside. You're basically in a courtyard.
I was like, a few, perhaps.
He doesn't like you all very much.
That's
Well, he's a jerk.
I couldn't.
I must say he handles himself quite well, though.
I couldn't tell, honestly.
I can't really blame him. We're not very good people.
We're good guys.
I will say you certainly
not very
have a competent man under you. I'll say that.
He's a skilled sorcerer.
You blew him into the distance. He twinkled like a star.
Well, you were all.
Was that sarcasm? 'Cause
Ingram didn't see that part, actually. Her back was turned.
Oh, true. Oh, that wasn't you who did that. Okay.
No, it was Jaxie.
Yeah, it was Jaxie.
No, I said that in character.
Oh. Oh, that wasn't you.
It fits. It fits
Yeah, I
what
don't
she
blow
does.
people up. I freeze things.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Well, Jaxie was certainly makes it seem like he wasn't being.
Sarcastic. Well. If I may ask then, what is your interest in the Book of Days?
I would just like some answers.
this is me asking, what was our interest in the Book of Days?
Technically speaking, you guys are looking for some artifacts for the librarian.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
And you found the compass thing that led you to the library.
Right.
Short version: we are picking up a mystical artifact of ancient power and whatnot, so it can be put in the rightful museum it belongs in.
Interesting.
That's me out of character.
Okay.
Well, I guess. Well, I'm wondering how much I should say in character or not about this, because
That's up to you
Jaxie
guys.
if he has an answer he could provide in character. It's
Well, if I may, what is your interest in it?
He's a priest at a temple. Obviously, he's got the best of intentions.
I will say my intentions are wholly benevolent.
That's a rather vague answer.
Well, Jaxie will just sort of raise his hand and make a note. This I would almost I would be wary though, because I would suspect that something of the purported power of that book may be too powerful to be the position of any individual,
Indeed.
regardless of their intentions.
That is a distinct possibility, yes. Which is why it can't be why it really shouldn't be allowed to. It really shouldn't be out in the world on its own, where anyone could just stumble across it. Also, I know there are several others who are of less good standing than I who are looking for it. I've heard reports of a fairly powerful dark sorcerer who's looking for it. And some member of some sort of shaman's guild who's looking for it.
I think we may have run into him at some point. He seemed a nice enough fellow.
He very well might be. I don't know. I don't know the man, so I can't speak to his motives.
He got hit a lot, though.
Well, so I'm taking it that both sides are unwilling to discuss the nature of the full details of why we're actually after the book. Then,
As I said, I just want some answers from it.
fair enough.
I'm sorry, I had to mute my. I had to mute some.
And if we were to recover it ourselves, it would in fact end up in a location where the common individual would not be able to stumble upon it.
And where would that be?
We'll say a library.
Interesting. Well,
If your intentions are indeed as benevolent as you claim they are, then I don't think we will have any difficulties should we cooperate.
well,
Leonard,
afraid-
Leonard snorts.
I'm afraid I can't cooperate. However, there are, as I said, there are reasons why I must acquire the book. Why I must acquire the book, and I can't allow it to go to some random library that I know nothing about.
Because then you wouldn't know how to get your hands on it.
Well, as I said, there are reasons I need the book.
And without knowing what those reasons are, how are we supposed to know that it's prudent to have it in particular individual's possession?
You have my word, and that's all. And I acknowledge that you do that is probably not enough.
And why should we doubt your word? After all, you only tried to get us arrested.
I tried to have you captured so that I could actually speak to you. I was not entirely sure whether I could
Whatever.
arrange.
I'm sorry, but putting a bounty of a value that you did on our heads does not speak much.
Which
of just
implies
one
that
of
we're
the
villains, which we're not.
As much as I disagree, I do admit that your plan was a rather clever one, and I can appreciate the creativity in that.
It worked.
Given it did, and given that I don't think it's of any use anymore, would you at least rescind that?
I will rescind the bounties on those three. I can't do much about the one on Ellis.
That
That is not something I.
Her
That
name
is
is
a-
her name is Ingram.
Yes, and I'm not talking about the bounty on her. I'm talking about the bounty on Ellis,
Yeah.
the blue.
yeah,
I didn't put that bounty on her.
Well then, I appreciate that you are reasonable enough to be on fair terms, as it were.
I mean, if you wanted to talk to us, you could have just sent a request to talk to us that wouldn't have put people in that city at risk. as a
Again,
result.
I was under the impression that you were associating yourselves with Ellis the Blue, not Engram.
I have a
Due
question
to-
for you.
All right.
And Ellis the Blue is not someone to trifle with.
Yeah, we've
Or,
heard
Let's
nego-
just say we can
or
take-
negotiate, really.
We've heard the spiel about 5 times today.
Oh, I'm not saying that I couldn't handle her. I could. However,
You'd rather not.
I would rather deal with her in a situation where I have the advantage, shall we say?
So let me ask you something.
Mm-hmm.
You now know a little bit more about us, and you've also said that Brayden is working for you.
Indeed.
If that continues to be the case, I'm going to take any opportunity that Brayden takes to interfere in our travels as you interfering in our travels. That sounds reasonable to you, doesn't it?
I suppose. I will tell Brayden to lay off you to some degree, but he is a little stubborn. And again, I suspect that we are in something of competition for the same object. So, I think that is a fair statement, then, yes. There's no reason to be completely uncivil about this sort of thing, but again, I don't know you all. I don't know. I can't know if I only have your word that your motives for seeking the artifact are as pure as mine are. We'll see what happens,
But we're good guys.
as you say.
It should be obvious.
Ingram
I
just
have
kind of gets shifty eyes and goes, mm-hmm.
I could say much the same thing. Also, I have a better claim to it, I should think.
No, you don't.
I'm going to say that Ingram does, in fact, actually burst out laughing at that one.
Like Jaxie just sort of like looks up to Zarkov and sort of reaches to pull him down, but to
Look,
whisper
I'm
to him,
posing again.
What?
I'm posing.
I'm still trying to pull you down to
What?
say something to you. He's kind of a bit of a priest. That
So?
gives him a little bit more
Priests can be
leverage than
bad
you do.
guys.
So can warriors of justice.
No, they can't. Rizzo was a priest and he went bad.
Zarkov.
What?
It's not a matter if the brother is evil or not. It's just a matter of whether or not he's an asshole.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I apologize for my associates'
No,
rude comments.
as I said, we are at odds at the moment, and I understand that. Well, unless there's something else you wish to discuss, I suppose this is that.
As a show of good faith, would you at least allow us to rest a bit before we head out?
Oh, please you have.
I look at Ingram like she's insane.
Yeah, so do I.
This temple is open to all. You may make use of any of the facilities here. I'm staying here as a visitor myself. This is not my home temple, shall we say?
Fair enough.
But I promise you that while you're within these walls, no harm shall befall you.
A neutral zone, then.
Indeed.
Very well.
I have some things I must attend to. Thank you for speaking with me, and I will arrange for the false bounties to be removed from you three.
Thank you very much. And Ingram will stand and extend her hand for a handshake.
He'll shake your hand. No problem.
Good luck.
We shall see who ends up with the item. With that, he turns
Well, we
around.
know who's going to end up with the item.
With that, he turns around and walks off, staff clinking.
So this is where we leave, right?
Why are we staying here?
I want to check a few things.
Well, we already know he's a liar.
Not necessarily about him.
Okay.
Out of character, Ingram wants to look over the holy books to justify the Shrine Maiden class change.
Fair enough. That can be done. Yes.
You're very strange.
You can spend some time at the temple. The priests are very accommodating, very nice, and provide you with some more travel rations and such when you're leaving, since you seem to be on a pilgrimage of some sort.
Excellent. All right, these guys are all right. They gave me food.
So yeah, I know what's what.
With that, I think that's basically it for the session. I think.
All right.
You defuse the situation with Vermogud and Zangulos a bit more quickly than I was originally planning, but
I was planning to just strangle the fuck out of them.
that was going to be a tough fight for you guys. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, I was
Well,
far
I
more.
know that
I was,
because I've seen the series. Zarkov has no idea.
Oh, I know.
yeah, I was far more open to diplomats after I got dropped to 1 effective HP. It's like, yeah, I can do my breath weapon. That's gonna be useful against Zongolas.
You'd have been rested up there, but at that point. But yes, so we're gonna wrap things up a little bit early, I think. Here, you all level up.
Hooray!
Yay! Now I have a very long line on Engram's class on her sheet.
That's your what? 4th class now?
Yes. Lore Master, Witch, Sorcerer, and now Shrine Maiden. The shortest of this is Witch.
All right. I
now
forget.
have 2 double word class titles.
I need one thing from everybody. I need a spot check first.
Oh, great.
Before or after class?
Before.
Damn it.
Ha! Ha ha!
And that's why we keep Leonard around.
Zarkov and Leonard can make a
I
sense.
see everything.
Zarkov and Leonard can now make a sense motive check.
Hey, that's not bad.
Ooh, I get some good stuff on this. I haven't used my hero point yet. I'm going to hero point that.
Okay, go for it.
I was
So
going
now I
to go point
can't
the
roll
spot
Lord
check
Zarkov.
at least.
Yeah, I
for
think
it.
I'll hero
Oh,
point.
that's
There we
oh,
go,
there we go.
27.
15.
And
That's not high enough. Sorry.
I rolled a 27 on sense move.
That is the. Let me hang on a second. The rerolled spot check is not high enough. Sketch. Sorry.
oh,
You need a
okay.
20 or better. However, Leonard, your sense motive check is also high enough. One thing you did notice during all of this is Hesperia has seemed very uncomfortable the whole time you've been in the temple.
Ah.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have like an opportunity to address that, or
Not this session.
never going to remember this 2 weeks from now? But okay.
Well, okay. If you want to, I guess we can handle as you're leaving, sort of.
Okay.
Actually, what you have time while Engram is looking over the books and such. If you want to talk to her about it.
All right. Just gonna like sidle up and say, "You don't seem very happy to be here."
I don't like priests.
Me either anymore. You have a bad experience or something?
Yeah, you could say that.
Oh, hopefully we'll be done soon enough.
Indeed.
I'm kind of glaring at Ingram's back. A note on her title screen token.
Shady as fly.
I would have used another word that starts with F, but I didn't feel like it was appropriate.
But with that, we're going to wrap things up here, guys. Thanks everyone for watching. I hope everybody enjoyed the session. And we will be back next week with Star City, and the week after that with Slayers, etc., etc. Until we see you guys next, thanks for watching, and I hope everybody had a good time. Take care, and have a good night.
Bye, buddy.
Bye.
And we're done recording. So happy I have a record button now.